Hey everybody, let's talk about hunger, obesity for a little bit here, and some other stuff. Okay, it seems that we're in a hunger crisis. It seems that we have more hungry kids every year in our country. And here's a little article that I'm reading. There's quite a few articles that say pretty much the same thing, and there's some great documentaries on YouTube about this. But a lot of kids are going hungry, a lot of homeless veterans. We have a lot of single mothers that are not able to afford the food that they need. And so there is the question, why are so many kids facing hunger? And what can we do? What can we do? So I'm curious if there's anybody in our country that uses a lot of our resources, that gets a lot of our money and a lot of our medical and food and nutrition help. Is there anybody that could spare a meal for our homeless kids, our homeless veterans, our struggling mothers? Could anybody possibly spare a meal, you guys? Who can do it? I wonder if old chubby McBarkalot could spare a meal. Do you think he could spare a meal? What about this guy here? What about old Plumpy McDo-nothing over here? Could he spare a meal? What about over here? What about old Pugsley Mick? I can't walk because I'm too chubby. Can any of these? Could you spare a meal, sir? Excuse me, sir. Could you spare a meal? Excuse me, sir. Could you spare a meal? How many meals do you have to give a dog to make him look this gigantic? Can these guys spare a meal? What's going on here? I think these guys can spare a meal. They say that dogs are the best. Dogs are going to help us with everything. Well, where are these little dogs when their owner is feeding them another bag of Cheetos or another double cheeseburger biscuit with extra sauce and grease and cheese? Why don't they donate some of their food? Could it be that they're gluttons? Yeah, I think they're just gluttons. Where's the Christians? The seven deadly sins? Look at these gluttons that can't spare a meal while our kids go hungry. Huh. Excuse me, sir. Could you spare a meal, sir? Look at this guy. Hey, excuse me, sir. Could you spare a meal, or ma'am? I don't know. What is the proper pronoun for a dog that's that size? I go by plumper or something. What? What is your deal? How much medical care do these dogs get, along with all the extra food? They probably don't take a bunch of medical care away from our kids that need medical care, do they? Oh, wait, what's this? People all over the place are spending tens of thousands of dollars helping their dogs get rid of obesity. Wow. So not only do they take all of our food and get ridiculously obese, now we have to sit here and help them. Help the dog. Rescue the poor chubby dog. You know what? Let the dog go run free. His obesity will fade eventually. So yeah, sorry. Sorry, military families. Sorry, troops. Sorry, everybody else that's hungry. These little doggies, Barky McChubs, can't spare any meals for you. Sorry about that. I'm also kind of curious. Is there anything in our society that we constantly promote when it steals food from our kids? 184,000 views, 135,000 views. This person runs a YouTube channel off of allowing their dog to steal food from their baby. Well, I was also going to talk about obesity, right? Now, some people might say, oh, that's good the dogs are stealing food. Our kids are obese. No, no, no. You see, the problem here is when you eat food like this, processed snack foods like little Cheetos and cookies, that spikes your insulin all throughout the day. You're sitting there with a dog begging, 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 so you have to bust out the food and get your insulin spiked. And that's what this person is doing right here. They're spiking their baby's insulin. They're spiking their baby's insulin. Childhood obesity is on the rise. Again, spiking the baby's insulin. 106,000 views. We as a society reward our fellow humans for treating our kids like crap and dietizing our dogs. You're setting this baby up to have obesity. You're setting this baby up to have learned helplessness and many other emotional problems by putting the dog first and the baby last. allowing that dog to sit there and steal your baby's food for views while we live in a country where kids can't even have a meal every day. So, is there anything we can do? Yeah, quit deitizing dogs and start putting your humans first. That's an idea that I kind of came up with. I don't know. What do you guys think about that idea? Now, this is in India. I'll put this article in the description. And I highly want to recommend you guys check out the Key documentary. It'll be in the description. I believe this is where America is going. In India, this person was allowed to break COVID-19 restrictions to go feed stray dogs. Not to go exercise her children, not to go feed her fellow humans, not to visit her sick humans and give them a hug. She was allowed to break restrictions to go feed stray dogs. This is where America is heading if we're not already there. Here is America. I just asked the internet about dogs begging for food. People make a living out of taking pictures of their dogs getting food. They think it's cool. How much food do these dogs consume? A whole lot. Just type in dogs and obesity and you'll have your answer. Another question that I want to pose, is there anything in our society that we allow to steal food from our kids and reward it for stealing food from our kids? Yes, we do. All over the place. Look at this little guy right here. Oh, look, the dog stole food from my kid. I'm going to put it on internet and get a bunch of likes. The same thing with this. It's all over the place. It's all over YouTube. They have giant YouTube channels where people are constantly allowing their dogs to eat food off of their kid's plate, like it's some kind of funny joke. Now, I want to talk to you really quick about the Netherlands. This study that I have up on the page will be in the description. Netherlands has one of the lowest hunger rates. Very, very low. So let me tell you something else about the Netherlands. So the Netherlands, they don't like stray dogs. They're one of the first countries without stray dogs because they sterilize their dogs. It's almost as if the Netherlands doesn't want to be given a bunch of food to dogs. It's almost as if the Netherlands wants to take care of their humans first. You know, it's kind of like the Netherlands values humans more than dogs. Huh. It's almost as if the Netherlands doesn't want to do this like we do all over our country. Constantly feeding stray dogs. Stray dogs that have more and more puppies, create more and more strays, fill the shelters, and create suffering for the dogs, as well as bites being up on the rise all across our country. Giving all this food to all these stray dogs. Meanwhile, our kids go hungry. It's almost as if the Netherlands values their human children more than dogs. I wonder if that's of any value. Did you know that dog bites and emergency room visits for dog bites all across our country are up? Did you know that? Did you know that they're actually going to blame humans? They're going to say right here, it might be thanks to humans. Well, yeah, it's thanks to humans bringing more dogs around more children, putting them in the emergency room. So the Netherlands, they don't have this problem, and they don't have stray dogs. I wonder if there's a correlation causation thing here. I wonder if we quit deitizing dogs. I wonder if the lives of our humans could be better. What do you guys think about that question? Yes or no? Maybe? Here's a crazy statistic. 125 visits per 100,000 residents. A 70% increase from 2005. Wow. And you know, most of these visits, if you go and keyword search these studies, it's women and children that are getting the worst of this. So if you're going to be hurting women and children, you better have a good story. And yeah, these dogs have a good story. They're pushed so hard by our marketing. Meanwhile, this is what they're doing to us. Man, I want to talk to these Netherlands people. I think they have a solution for us, don't you guys? So my main question is, can any of these entities that suck up all our resources, our medical resources, our attention, everything, can they spare a meal? Obesity, dogs are in an actual obesity crisis all over the place. Dogs all over the place are getting obesity drugs, going on special rehab programs paid for by your taxpayer money. These people spend all this time and money and food getting their dogs fat, while our people go hungry. And then they get a bunch of medical attention in all of these cases to lose weight, while our people out there need diabetes medication and everything else. And one of the worst things about this is the habits that it creates. When you feed a begging dog all day, when you live like this with these begging dogs, begging for your food and your kids' food, it sets you up for a habit of just having snacks all the time. Oh, the dog's begging, bust out another bag of stuff. Oh, the dog's begging, go ahead and give him some stuff. You're not supposed to eat that way. You're supposed to eat a good, solid, complete meal and then go about your human activities. You're not supposed to sit here and constantly respond to begging. That spikes your insulin and puts you at a huge risk for diabetes and obesity. And we have a ton of diabetes and obesity in our country. So whether you like dogs or not, this habit of constantly feeding a dog is terrible for our country. It's terrible for our health. And it also ignores our actual hungry people, the people that are actually hungry. These obese gluttons can skip a meal. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.